Hello, I'm Sherry Sturman, Director of Crayola Education. Welcome to Crayola's Art of Learning program. Art helps children learn about many topics. Today, we're going to explore how kids learn through turning recycled materials into art. So gather your class or your family, grab some supplies, and get ready for a hands-on learning session. I'm thrilled to introduce today's guest, CamdenSpeece, who is well known on Etsy, Pinterest, Instagram, and TikTok as the founder of Kanaya Creations. She's an artist, high school student, and environmentalist. We're excited to share her engaging approach of using found objects and what some call trash into beautiful art and crafts projects. Camden, tell us how your curiosity, care for the environment, and your artistic flair got you started in making recycled art. What inspired you to turn trash into treasures?
I discovered that there was so much potential and beauty in things that were considered as trash, and that those things could be used to make something that had more value. And instead of making new materials, things that already exist can be utilized. I am inspired by that potential that I see, as well as my own experiences and emotions in the environment to make my artwork.
You're the founder of Kanaya Creations. What does that word mean, and why did you pick that name?
Kanaya is a Philippine word that describes the interpersonality traits and characteristics that make a person who they are. I love the power and message that this word holds, and I thought it was perfect for the message and things that I wanted to share through my business, pouring bits and pieces of myself into my work. Art is an expression, and I think it's really important that you let yourself shine through it.
Camden, many of our viewers are only a few years younger than you are, spending most of their days in school just like you do. Somehow you find time to be an artist and an entrepreneur on top of being a student. What advice can you give to other kids about juggling the busy pace of their lives, school, and a passion for making art?
My great-grandma taught me to make time for what is important, and art to me is necessary. I need to make sure I find a spot for it in my busy life, because ultimately it brings me joy and helps me function better in other areas. Some days may be harder than others, but if art is important to you, it is possible to make it a part of your lifestyle.
It was great learning about your range of artistic interests. You're a dancer, photographer, and your passion is finding the beauty in the ordinary. Tell us about that and why you see something that others are ready to throw out and you pause to consider its beauty and what else could be made into. What are some examples of when you saw something that otherwise might end up in a landfill and instead you gave it a beautiful new life?
Everything has purpose, and when something has fulfilled its purpose, it is normally discarded. But I like to challenge myself to think of ways I can give it new purpose in life. I do this not only to help make the world a better place, but also to grow my creativity. Doing this causes you to change your perspective and look at things from many different angles. Some examples include this book here that I made out of recycled paper bags. This bookmark made from recycled paper and a recycled cereal box. And also this collage made with different recycled papers and recycled cardboard.
Love seeing those examples from you. You have really whet our appetite for the first art demo. Camden, your experience as a photographer has helped you notice details and see things from many different angles. Photographers often look at the world around them with a special kind of lens, like a viewfinder, helping them spotlight interesting patterns or zoom into the parts of a scene. We would love you to demonstrate how to use recycled materials to make a pair of special glasses, a tool that could help kids focus on the beauty that's around them.
So for this project, you'll need some sort of plastic packaging. I'm using some Crayola packaging here that looks kind of like a camera, a hole puncher, some scissors. I have some sticks for decoration, some twine or rope, some liquid glue, and different markers. So the first thing we're going to do is punch some holes for our little neck piece to hold it around our neck. Right here at the top, I'm going to put a hole on this side and this side. So now we can put some rope through. I'm using some twine, but any type of rope or even ribbon from a gift or anything like that will work for this part. And then I'm just going to tie the rope through the holes by first pushing the rope through and tying it around the top. Then you can test it and see if it fits around your neck. Now we're going to go ahead and decorate it. So you can use anything that you like, but like I said, I'm going to use some sticks that I found outside in the yard. And I'm going to glue these around the borders of the camera. You can use some little clips to make sure that the stick dries if you're using sticks to decorate. Okay, so now that all the sticks are on, I'm gonna let them dry, and while they dry, I'm gonna decorate the plastic a little bit. So I'm going to use some Crayola permanent markers and draw on some designs on the front. Make sure you leave some space in the middle so that you can look through it though. I drew some leaves on the sides. And this is how the finished product looks. You can wear it around your neck and look around at different things to see the beauty all around you.
Thank you, Camden. Wow. I love how a homemade viewfinder can help us focus on the patterns and beauty around us. As it's getting to be springtime and Earth Day, the plants are going to be more active, and we'll be able to capture those early signs of spring by using the viewfinder and looking carefully and closely. Thank you. Now for the second demo, also leaning into this idea of plants growing, you've come up with a beautiful root veggie puzzle, a fantastic way of using leftover cardboard, whether you gather it from packages, mail, shipping boxes. It seems like whenever you see cardboard, you think there's project potential there. So let's start off with you telling us what supplies we need for this, and then show us how to make the puzzle.
To make this puzzle, you'll need a piece of cardboard, or you can use 2 different pieces of cardboard. If you want to use just one, make sure it's large enough so that you can cut it. And this one is just from a box that came in the mail. You'll also need some different kinds of paper. So I'm using some Crayola cardstock and Colors of the World paper. And then I also have those clips to hold down the cardboard while it's drying, a pencil to sketch things out, some liquid glue and a glue stick, a pair of scissors, and lots of different Crayola pens and markers. So the first thing we're going to do is cut our cardboard. So make sure you don't cut it right in half, but instead cut a little off center so that you have 2 different heights of cardboard. If you want to, you can use a pencil and a ruler to make your line. So as you can see, it's not right in the middle, just a little bit off center. And I'm just going to cut down the line. Okay, so put the smaller piece of cardboard aside for the next step after we cut our vegetables. You can choose any type of vegetables that grow underground. I'm going to choose a carrot, a potato, and an onion. So go ahead and take your pencil and draw out your different vegetables. You're going to want to draw out some ground first, and then one vegetable, some more ground, another vegetable, more ground in between, and another vegetable, and then some more ground. So for the carrot, I'm going to draw from the top here. The carrot's going to go under, and then the stem is going to be on top. So here's my carrot for my first vegetable, and I'm going to continue on down the rest with my other veggies. Okay, so here are my vegetables. I have my carrot, my onion, and my potato, and now it's time to cut them out. So when you're cutting them, make sure that you only follow the lines and don't cut all the way down or anywhere in this empty space, because we need this for the ground of the puzzle. So the part above your drawings right here is the part that we're getting rid of. And this is what we're keeping, but we're also cutting out the different vegetables from this background right here. So you're gonna have 3 different pieces when you're done, and this top is gonna go away and you're gonna have this bottom. Okay, so all my vegetables are now cut out. And then the rest of the puzzle right here just has the outlines of the different shapes. So all the little scraps you can put aside for a different fun project. And now we're gonna need that other piece of cardboard that we cut, and this one here. So you can put them on top of each other and see how they line up. If you want to, you can leave this here. It's okay if there's a little bit of a top, but you can cut it down to match exactly if you'd like. It does offer some more support for your different shapes if you leave a little bit right there. So I'm gonna leave some there, and now we're gonna glue the 2 pieces together. I'm gonna use a little piece of the cardboard that got cut off and a little scrap piece, and use that to spread the glue along the back. Okay, so now you're gonna go ahead and put your outline onto the background. Just line it up as best as you can with the edges. And then give it a good press all around. To make sure the pieces dry together nicely, I'm just gonna use some wooden clips along the edges like this. If you don't have clips, you can also use heavy books or anything like that to make sure that the two pieces are pushed really nicely and firmly together. While the background is drying, we're gonna go ahead and decorate our different vegetables. So set that aside, and then we're gonna use our different paper and our glue stick, and then our different markers. And also need some scissors if you're gonna use some paper. And then our vegetables. So you can have a lot of fun with this part. Use your imagination, make the veggies look however you'd like them to, and use any different materials that you want to put on the vegetables. So like I said, I'm gonna use some different colored paper and my markers here to decorate them. For the top of the carrot, I'm gonna use a green paint stick, and I'm gonna draw on the different leaves. When you cut it out, it should just be like a general outline of the shape, and inside you're gonna put all of the details. So don't worry too much about the outside. It's more about the inside right here. So there's the top of the carrot. And now I'm gonna use some different shades of paper in this orange color to cover the carrot part. I'm gonna glue the pieces down with a glue stick. You don't have to worry about the paper going over the edges like this, because when we're done, we're gonna turn it around and clean up the edges with our scissors. So for now, just have fun putting the paper on. Now that my paper's on, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it around so I can trim the edges and clean them up. So just follow the outline of your cardboard, and then when you turn it around the other side, it should fit to that shape that you have on the back right here. Here's what it looks like after I've trimmed off the edges. And then you can also add some more details with different crayons and markers. So I'm gonna use an orange one to add those little creases that are in the body of the carrot. Now we're just gonna repeat this process for the next two vegetables. For the potato, I'm gonna use some different shades of brown paper from the Colors of the World paper. You could leave it just cardboard if you wanted to, but I want to add some different details, so I'm going to use some different shades. And now we're going to go ahead and trim the edges again to take off the extra paper. I decided I want to add a little bit of a darker shade too, so I'm going to cut out some more paper and put some more on. I just added on a few more details with a black marker, and here's the potato. So lastly, I'm going to do my onion. On the onion, I'm going to draw on the roots in this area right here with a black marker. Onions have really thin bunches of roots. So that's what the roots look like. It's kind of like someone's hair. And then I'm going to put a little bit more details with the black marker throughout the rest of the onion as well. And here's the finished onion. So I have my carrot, my potato, and my onion all decorated. So by now, the background of your puzzle should be finished drying. So you can take off the clips or take it out from under the books or whatever you're using. And now you can go ahead and put your vegetables into their spots. So let's see how they fit. And here's the potato, and then the carrot. So now that you're sure that all of your pieces fit, you can have some fun and decorate the ground. So there's a lot of different things you can do here. You can add some sticks, you can add some mulch, you can add some worms, anything that would be in the ground. So I'm gonna cut out a little pink worm to put in my ground and use a few different shades of brown to add some dimension to the earth, since the earth has a lot of different colors underneath the surface. There's my little worm. And I'm gonna finish off with the different shades of brown around the puzzle in different areas. Okay, and here is the final product of the puzzle. To finish off your art piece, you can go ahead and sign your name in the corner if you want to. And it's all done.
That's beautiful. I love it. Perfect for Earth Day.
Yeah.
What a fantastic learning tool. And what a lot of fun to make. Thank you for sharing. Now I have a special message for parents and teachers. Let's enjoy colorful learning experiences like this one for Earth Day and beyond. Sign up to receive the free Crayola Education monthly e-newsletter and get updates about all of our programs delivered right in your email box. Camden, your creativity is an inspiration for artists of all ages. It's remarkable how accomplished you are while you're still in high school. I love how you show kids that they don't have to wait until they're grown-ups to follow their passions and to be entrepreneurs. Before we close today's sessions, what last bit of advice that you want to share with the kids who've joined us today and their families and their teachers, especially addressing how kids can do anything that they put their minds to?
I want to say that you have something special inside of you that no one else has. There's something in you that will enrich this world. It can be scary at times, but don't give up on those passions inside. You are important, you are capable, you can achieve these things within you. The seeds are planted inside of you, and it is your job to water and nourish them to help them grow. I believe in you.
What great advice. We want to thank CamdenSpeece for inspiring us today, and we want to share a special thanks for everyone who's joined us. Follow your dreams and embrace the art of learning.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.